And in fact, I look at my report from 10 years ago, the stuff I did for people, and I look at it then and I compare to the work I do now. I'm like, oh my God, I did that. Oh.
So how do you advise to people who want to get out from the rat race? I call rat race is mean, you're still working for somebody to be your own boss.
Yeah.
What advice you give to them to prepare and ready to join us on this journey? Because everybody will have a different experience. I have different, and I'm sure you are as well.
That's a tough one. That's a really, really tough question to answer. I mean, first off, if you have a 9 to 5 job, fantastic. Stick to that first because you've got 9 to 5. And then from 5 to 9, you've got some hours to work on your side hustle. You've got hours to work on yourself and rest. I used to work 9 to 12, not PM, 12 AM. So when I was banking, I had no time whatsoever to even want to think. And so I urge everybody out there, if you have a 9 to 5 job, great. Don't quit it yet. Don't quit it yet. Look for an idea, execute. Think about it this way. What's the problem you want to solve? And what's the fastest way you can help somebody with it? Get paid. Third step is get paid. So for example, right? For me, I realized financial planning is so important, but lots of people don't know it. And so how I did it was, I was like, okay, I approach, of course, friends, family who I still had good relationships with. I said, I have this idea that I want to solve the problem of financial literacy. I want to do a proper financial plan for you. Pro bono, free of charge. Can I test it on you? That took me
that's a good
right?
tip.
And
That's a good tip.
Numbers, and I showed them, I did a report. And in fact, I look at my report from 10 years ago, the stuff I did for people, and I look at it then and I compare to the work I do now. I'm like, oh my God, I did that. Oh. But that was step one.
Yes, step one, yes.
Because it's called idea validation. So I had an idea. I found a victim.
Yes. And we don't call victim, we call a good friend who willing to go for the try. Same as vaccine. We all need to have someone who volunteer to help us to test the vaccine before come to us, right? Yeah. So look at the positive side. Willing victim.
That's the one, right? I validated the idea, and then I said, would you be willing to pay for this? And they said, yeah. And I asked deeper questions like, what value did you get? How can I make it better? And then that was version 1. Then step 2, version 2, version 3, version 4. And now, 10 years down the road, after a lot of revisions, a lot of review, a lot of reflection, a lot of failing, I never stopped. I just kept going and going and going. Now, don't get me wrong. The whole financial plan thing sounds like, oh, it works today. Yeah, but before that, I had so many other failures too. And so the key is, if you have a 9 to 5 job and you've got 3-4 hours after you're done with work, outside of sleep, take 2 hours. 2 hours a day, ideate, write down what are ideas that you can solve. What are problems that you see that you can solve? So I always say this. There are 3 things that you want to look at. The first column is things that you are good at, things that you have skills, things that you say, for example, I can speak, I can write, I can do copywriting, I can do financial planning, I can cook, I can babysit. So many jobs I can do.
Yes.
The second column is that's what I'm good at. The second column is what I'm interested in. I can be good at something, but I could hate it. Yes. Right? Don't get me wrong, I'm very good at Excel spreadsheets and mathematics, looking at data analysis. It's part of my job, but I absolutely hate it.
I will have hate-less relationship with a lot of work that I'm doing right now as well. Yeah.
And so the second column is what you're interested in. And it can be the same thing. Like, for example, for me, speaking, right? I can teach someone how to speak. I love to share and teach. So that is an alignment there. The third and last column is what gets you paid. What would people pay you for? Like, for example, babysitting, I'm okay at that. Am I interested? Not really. Will somebody really pay a 38-year-old man to babysit their children? I don't think so. So that's
I
near.
don't no.
And I keep
Yeah,
going. Like
yeah,
I'm interested in cooking. I'm good at cooking. I'm okay, not very interested in it. I'm good at it. I'm not very interested in it. Will it pay me? I mean, come on, let's face it. Everywhere you go, there's a lot of people who can cook better than me, right?
yes,
So then one of the more valuable ones for me was I'm a good speaker. I can teach somebody how to speak. Will somebody pay? People actually paid me to teach them how to speak, to coach them how to speak. And so once you have this exercise, what you're good at, what you're interested in, and what pays you, you can find that common line and try that as an idea. Once you find that one, try it. If it works, great. You love it, somebody pays you, keep going. And in fact, Anne, if you notice what you're good at, what you're interested in, what pays you is 3 parts of Ikigai.
yes, it is.
The
It
4th
is.
part is
Yeah,
what the world needs.
yes,
Then you have complete Ikigai.
yes,
So for me, I have found my Ikigai. I'm good at
yes,
financial planning. I'm fantastic at sharing and teaching. It pays me. And the world, my community absolutely needs this financial literacy, financial coaching, and education. And so I'm absolutely happy to share with everybody here. I have found my Ikigai. Of course,
yes.
sometimes I look in the mirror and I see the Ikigai because I haven't showered. Get it? Never
Yeah.
mind. It's not a joke.
It's a part of Ikigai that you bring up that is really that's what I think the most people are struggling because they are really expert to looking for the Ikigai, right? But for me, I also share with my audience as well. It's not about what you can see immediately, and even you bring that just now, like even for you to start this journey and what you need to prepare, what you need to be ready, what knowledge you need to be, like comfortable with, everything you have to come from testing experience, like you say, failure, learning, and keep moving on. If you 9 to 5, there's nothing wrong with that. I totally agree with you. But this also the thing why I'm asked this question because yes, I know a lot of my friends and including you that they work so hard behind of 9 to 5 that I witnessed, I saw that. And most of people don't bring this to social media, right? And social media right now is turned to the different uh, page right now that people get sick of fake stuff, and all this information is valuable because for us, for you and me, we can have a coffee and we talk about this so normal. I say, yeah, of course I work after 5 p.m, you also, I know, we don't need to speak about that. But do you realize not many people bring up on the social media, they make it so glowing that, oh no, it's very easy to be entrepreneur, to be where you are. Oh, that's a joke, guy. All the photo, it can be Photoshop. Yeah, it's not. Yeah, see, Afiq agree with me. Do you see? So it's to
It's
balance.
fun. It's
Yeah,
really fun. It's really fun, but it's
fun. Yes,
also tiring. You will have ups, you'll have downs, you'll have moments when you want to strangle the person in front of you, and
it
you have
is.
times when you want to scream from the top of the mountains that you're happy and you're successful. But it's very, very fun and also tiring as well.
Yes, yes. Because it's like when you pass that mountain, it's easy to look back. Like for me now, easy to look back. I'm sure you same. But then when we in the moment, we actually feel lonely, right? Entrepreneur is a loneliness practicing, continuing, because people think you're crazy, something wrong with you, you're not a normal person. So let's come back to that, talk a little bit about that as well. Your wife is so lovely, she's so supportive. I love Lina. She is really really one of the partner that I will encourage women around, like, if you want your husband, like behind a successful man, like it has to be a great woman. So I'm sure you both go through a lot to be where a couple like maintain the marriage and financially life.